Good job, boys. Ready, go! I got an update on Bo this morning. He has finally started acting like he might be coming into rut. He's starting to do his lip curl and doing the disgusting act of urinating on his face. It's totally normal in the goat world for boys to do that. It's a good sign of a boy that's ready to be in the mood for mating, which is just what we needed. It's like the boys didn't eat much hay yesterday, so I just need to get their grain bucket. I've been cheating. I'm trying to train Eugene to be better about going up into the paddock because he's always been really stubborn, but he's very food driven. So I take just a handful of grain and put it in the metal bucket and I shake it as I pull him by the collar, and I haven't had to pull as hard. So that's working. But yesterday I tried just shaking the bucket without holding his collar. He turned around and went back to the barn and tried to go in the barn and find food because he knows that there's food in the corner in the barn by the milk stand. So I don't know. Maybe we need to change where we store our food. I don't know that there would be a better place, but something to trick them up. So yesterday I made some improvements to Mrs. Duck's nest. I wrapped her up with hay. She kept on having her eggs roll around underneath her, and they weren't staying underneath her, and then she would lose an egg and lose an egg and lose an egg. And I felt like, they're not going to hatch that way if they're even fertile. So I made a nice ring around her to help support and keep them under her. And then I put some duck eggs from our other ducks that I know are fertile underneath her. So this is going to be a great adventure. I'm really excited for her. She's a sweet girl.
Where's the bird?
I'm not sure why this silly cardinal hasn't flown out yet. It was in here when we came in. Usually they fly out as soon as they see us, but this one is just chirping away up here in the rafters. Hello. You came out for your food and water. She's a good girl.
Hello.
Yeah. I'm not going too close because I don't want to scare her. She's a little bit more on edge now that she's broody than she was before she went broody. I gave her a fresh bucket of water. She seems to like drinking out of the bucket better, and that other water that Ryan gave her was just all so green. I wanted her to have a fresh option. No offense, Ryan. I know you just grabbed that on a whim and gave it to her, so she would have something. Something's better than nothing, especially when you drink pond water all the time anyway. But she's eating her food, she's drinking her water, and she's gonna go back to her nest. She says, I'm back. Gotta go back to my babies. She's back there in that room. She likes it back there. It's quiet and cozy. You like Mrs. Duck?
Yeah.
You were happy to see her, huh? Yeah, she went that way. You miss her?
Yeah. Huh?
You're trying to see the other side of the camera? You're funny. Oh, you want me to flip it up? Here. And you can see yourself? You like seeing yourself? Oh, don't chase her, honey. We gotta stay out of that room. Let her sit on her nest, okay? Say, I love you, Mrs. Duck. Say, I love you, Mama. Oh, that was sweet. All right, you're hanging on my neck. All right, let me go. I gotta get the other goats taken care of. All right. All right, down. Don't. There. Boy, stay, boy. Yeah, come with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Willow's up here eating the rest of her food after she was done milking. You almost done? She always takes forever to eat the last alfalfa pellets. They must not be her favorite. These goats, they're acting so frisky. Is it the full moon? They are so funny. Well, I hope that Bo does his job over at my friend's farm so that he can come back here and do his job here, because it seems like these girls are getting extra frisky all over the place. So we are looking forward to breeding, getting some babies born this winter. It'll be a beautiful, wonderful thing. Such nice goats. They're all thirsty. See, I told you they don't drink their water at night. I don't know what it is. They always come out here and drink it all. Hi, Hearts. You're one of the young ones that's going to be bred, huh? I guess you're not that young. You're Willow's age. Oh, look at that. Look at that. See? So that means Kitty or Fancy or both are in heat. Because either Kitty's mounting Fancy because she smells the heat, or she's doing it because she's in heat. But the way Fancy's wagging her tail says heat. Except she was already just in heat. I think she's just like in a perpetual heat. She's ready to be bred. We gotta get Fluffernutter on her. Literally. But he's not acting very manly. Oh my goodness, these guys. We've got bumping heads everywhere. Kitty and Fancy bump heads kind of sometimes anyway, because they're both respective queen herds. Herd queens, whatever. Kitty's the herd queen for the Alpines and Fancy's for the Nubians, and even though they're intermixed pretty much for the most part, there's still some dominance issues. So fun to watch them. What do you think, Fluffernutter? You about ready? We're ready for you to be ready. Eugene, why are you dumping out your hay? That's not how you're supposed to do it. Oh, yeah, you want to come get some loving? Eugene's always ready for some loving. You too, Fluffernutter. Oh, you're wet. Is that from water or from Bucky behavior? I think it was from the water. Oh, I wonder if that's what I felt the other day then. And I got excited. Uh-oh! Boy, you always falling. Oh, you bumped your knee this time, didn't you? I can tell by the way you're grabbing it. Oh, baby. Let me see. Oh, yep. Made a big little scratchy dent. Probably hit one of these sticks or something. Come on. Wow. While I'm feeling really good about the okra right now, and how well the sweet potatoes coming out from underneath it, that's looking really good. So we should get some sweet potatoes. I'm kind of disappointed in my seed germination, and I think it's myself to blame. I think I just didn't water it enough. You got to be really careful with seedlings and keep them really moist. But luckily I have more seeds, so I am going to try to seed again before it gets too cold. So it's funny because I have been so glad that it hasn't rained because of the goat issues with mold and stuff. But now my garden is starting to suffer because of the lack of rain. Oh, it's a precarious balance in this farming life. So there is rain in the forecast coming up from the Gulf from one of those tropical storms. So hopefully we'll get a good rain to renew the earth, but not cause any issues with mold or anything. The temperatures are dropping, so that helps with mold. It won't be as much of an issue now. So that's good. We had some friends give us some corn and green beans that were supposed to go for the goats, but it was older, and when I looked at it, I was like, I can't do it. I just couldn't bring myself to feed it to the goats because it had spots on it and stuff, and I was just like, I don't think that I'm ready to do anything risky like that right now. I'm super cautious now. It really has changed everything. And I thought I was already so cautious, but after losing a few, you get to where you're even more cautious. Rowan said to me this morning, he said, "Mama, is Heart still alive?" And I said, "Yes, honey, Hearts is alive." And he said, "Good. I'm glad Hearts is still alive." And it made me realize, you know, just how many deaths that we went through in such a short period of time, that it kind of did get to the point where you didn't know who was still with us and who wasn't. So I'm glad that that time is over, and we are moving forward, and we are doing our best to take care of the animals we still have, and that's all we can do. So you know the drill, all the like and sharing and all that stuff. And we'll see you next time on Wholesome Roots.